Awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Spring Bling Invite sesh here. So I'm going to take things a little differently than I originally planned because after watching the call with Kate and watching the call with Ashley, there's someone, or Mariah's still asking you guys can hear. You guys can hear me, right? Okay, Mariah, just maybe check on your sound. All right, so make sure you guys are muted as you're hopping on, all that good stuff, so we don't have background noise. Awesome. I'm going to go through and mute if I can, like the ones I don't see muted. But there's a lot of people on, so make sure you guys are muting as you hop on. Everyone said they can hear. Good, awesome. Okay, so, all right. After watching Kate's call and after watching Ashley's call last night, we kind of looked and we realized there weren't a super ton of coaching invites. So I want to talk to you guys tonight about how this can be something that you implement into your daily routine and how you can start inviting business building coaches to the business. So the first thing I want to start with is, do you guys realize that over the past like just couple of days, you have gotten like the Mac Daddy training of all things invite? Like, do you feel so confident in what you have to offer now? Do you feel so much more confident in what to say? How many of you left both of those calls like, I've got my invite nailed, I know what I want to say, I am good to go, like, yes, this is what I needed? I better see every hand in the air because every single person should feel that way. I wish I had had something like that when I was a brand new coach because that did not exist, okay? I've been a coach for 4 years, so a long time. So you guys just got the Mac Daddy of invite. So every single person in this group should be feeling so much more confident. But more than that, I hope you're taking action and you've taken action every single day since you've gotten all of that information because, man, it is some serious good stuff. All right, so I'm diving in really quick. I would love it if you guys would type in the comments maybe like your biggest like limiting belief or fear or whatever it is that holds you back from inviting to the business opportunity. And no judgment zone, so type whatever you need to type because I'm going to use those as some examples here in a second. Guys, if you're hopping on, make sure you mute yourselves just so we don't have like tons of background information, background noise going on and all that good stuff. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys type that for a second and I am gonna get started on a couple of mindset things. So as you guys have learned over the past few days, inviting is 1,000% a mindset. How many of you guys have really and truly started to grasp that idea? Like, okay, this is really like 1,000% in my head. Okay, it absolutely is true. So I wanna ask you like something like this. You all feel confident now in your challenge group invites, right? You've obviously all hit Success Club because you're here in this group, right? Like you met the requirements to be entered into this amazing, phenomenal freaking training group. So you already know how to get people to join your challenge group, right? Yeah, okay, I'm interactive, guys. I was a teacher, so I'm like super interactive. So you can shake your head, nod, wave at me. I'm watching all of you, just like you're probably watching me. So I need you to understand that like you already know what to do because it takes the exact same skill set to sign up a client or a challenger that it does to sign up a coach on your team. So let's talk about some things like this. And I wrote down some notes because I get excited and I want to make sure to tell you all the things I want to send, all the things I want to say. So I want you to pretend for a second that you are hosting, someone asked you to host a birthday party. I don't care if it's your kid's birthday party, your best friend's birthday party, all this stuff, whatever. And you're like, you're all just going to come, right? Like, is that how you get people to come to a birthday party? They're all just gonna like show up at your door like on the day just because you had the thought? No, this is your party. You have to invite to it. Oh my gosh, guys, not inviting to coaching. Oh gosh, I just wish I could tell you back when I was a new coach, I wish someone had kicked me in the butt and said, get out there and invite to building this business and stop waiting for everyone to come to you. That is not how it's gonna happen. You might have a few awesome people join your organization because of a really awesome post you did or because you are crushing attraction marketing. But when it comes to longevity, building your business and finding those people that may not have the nerve to come to you, this is so important. So before we dive more into this, I want to tell you a little bit about me. So I saw my upline coach, who was actually a host of this group, Val Bazo. I literally went to the same church as her, and this is how my whole life transformed in this moment. She was doing the closing of the church service, and she had arm muscles that I could see on the stage, like when she was holding the microphone. And I literally was like, oh my gosh, who has arms like that? Like, that's ridiculous. And so I literally went home, found her on Facebook, and began to creep on every single thing she ever did ever. And I was like, okay, I'm home from school. I need to go creep on Val Bazzo's Facebook page and see what she's up to today. Like, I am not kidding you. That's what I did. And her reaching out to me changed my entire life. So I need you to think, I'm gonna pull some names I see right up front. I need you to think of the other Hollies out there watching you, thinking that they don't have what it takes to do this, and they're never gonna reach out to you about it because they're too shy, insecure, whatever. I want you to think, I see Marilyn up there. I want you to think of the other Marilyns of the world that may be creeping your every story, maybe liking every single thing you post on Instagram, but they are not going to ask you what coaching entails. That's what I need you to think about when it comes to inviting to the business. So, all right. Some more things. That was me. So I get it. I've been there. I've done it. And guys, I can also be honest and tell you, I've been a coach for 4 years, and there have been times in my business where I did not invite and I did not grow near like I could have. And now I know that. Obviously, learn from my mistakes. Do not do what I did and wait until you're far into your business to realize that this is what it takes. Do it now. Okay. So same thing. I just want to reiterate some of the things that you guys have taught this week. When it comes to inviting to a challenge group, we take out the emotion, right? Like, we talked about that. There's not like all this emotion attached, or what if they say no, or what if this. Same thing goes for coaching. There are not emotions attached to this. You might be really excited and really hope this girl joins your team, but there's not emotion attached. You're not going to, like, you know, crumble because if she ignores you or because she says no. Inviting is a touch point in your business. The way I look at it is when I send an invite of someone that I think would be great at working this business, I make that touch point. They might not sign up with me right then, but they are going to continue to watch my stuff. They're going to continue to watch my stories. They're going to continue to see my posts about coaching, and then they're going to come to me. Or someone might sign up with me right then because I invited them and it was just the perfect time, good to go. But that's where the compound effect that we've been talking about all week comes into place, and it's no different than inviting to your challenge group. So I am veering off tonight, guys, because I decided to like do some training on coaching, inviting to business. But one thing that I do want to share with you guys that applies to all of it is inviting is just a wrap up of the vital behaviors. Like, if you are posting daily, showing up on social media.
Someday.
Guys, make sure you're muted if you're hopping on. We can hear you. Sorry, I got distracted. All of the vital behaviors are wrapped up in inviting. So if you're not posting about coaching, but you are inviting to coaching and they're coming to your page and there's not one thing on there talking about your coaching journey, like, there's no credibility there. Do you see what I'm saying? Same with the challenge group. If your coach invited you to a challenge group and you went to their page and did not see one single thing about a challenge group, fitness, her fitness journey, or anything like that, would you be like super interested? Probably not. So you have to build credibility and make sure that you are sharing those things and doing your vital behaviors. Because a lot of times you're going to invite people from who's interacting with your posts and your page. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about before we dive into this. The way I set up my month, and this can be different for everybody, but I just want to share with you what really works well for me, is I always have a goal to hit Success Club 10 by the 5th of the month. Every single month of my business, that is my goal. That is what I hustle hard for. That is what I push for. And I think the reason that that's so important is I see a lot of coaches waiting until midnight on the 31st of the month trying to hit Success Club. How can you focus on building a team when you're waiting to the last second to hit your benchmark goal? And that's just how I've always felt about it. I feel like I need to crush my Success Club goal right out of the gate so that I can focus on onboarding, recruiting, and building my team in my tribe. Like, that's just how it is. So if you've never given yourself a date to hit Success Club by, let me encourage you to do that now. And the thing is, all of you have hit Success Club before because you're here. So whether you're a person who hits it on the first day of the month or the person who hits it on the last day of the month, I want you to find a happy medium and say, okay, this is the date I'm hitting Success Club. And some of you need to hustle now, like you hustle on the 31st at midnight, because it blows my mind sometimes. I'm like, these people pull out 0 to 6 in like the 11th hour. Don't do that to yourself. You know you can do it because you've done it. Treat the first of the month like the last day of the month, and you will be so much less stress in your business. You're gonna be able to put the focus on recruiting working coaches. So one of the ways, hold on guys, I hear like a lot of feedback coming in. If you're hopping on, make sure you mute. Okay, awesome. It's like super loud on my end. So for me, I always have dates attached to what I'm doing. And this is making a marketing plan. A monthly plan is something that I've always done so that I always know what I'm inviting to. There's never a question. I know on every single day when I roll out of the bed to come work what I'm inviting to that day. So I'm going to explain my calendar to you guys. So I've always done it. And this is something that I actually learned from Melanie Mitro. She's my grandma coach. I learned it from Melanie, who taught it to my upline coach, Val, who taught it to me. Like, this is what I teach my team. I spend the first half of the month hardcore focused on filling my challenge group, and I spend the second half of the month hardcore focused on recruiting to coaching. Do you have to do it that way? No. You could do a little bit every single day. You can do them both every single day. This is what works well for me, and this is how I like to do my business. So I start my prep week of my challenge group this month on May 13th. So I am hustling. I want to enroll 25 challengers by May 13th this month. That is my push goal. That's what I'm doing. I've been doing this for 4 years. So that's my hustle goal, and that's what I'm pushing for. So that way, when that group starts, that challenge group is full, and now I'm going to spend the second half of the month from the 14th on filling up my new coach mentorship. Does that make sense? So I know from now until the 13th, when I roll out of bed, I'm inviting to my challenge group, boot camp, virtual gym, fit club, whatever you want to call it. And I know when I roll out of bed from the 14th on that I'm inviting to my sneak peeks, inviting to the business, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. For purposes of this call, I'm going to talk to you guys about exactly how I go about inviting to business, some different things that I say, who I'm looking for, that kind of thing. But having a marketing plan and being organized with what you're doing truly is like a vital business building activity. So if you've never planned out your month and you're just like throwing out, I'm starting my group here, I'm starting my group there, I'm starting my group here, and you don't know, just make sure you know. Now, that is not at all how some of the other leaders in this group do it, and that is fine. You might start a new challenge group every week of the month, and that is absolutely fine. You do what works for you, but just make sure you know what you're inviting to. If you start a challenge group every single Monday, know the date of that group and know when you're inviting. If you host a sneak peek every single Thursday, know when and know when you're inviting. All right, so hopefully that makes sense with that. I just think it's super important to know your what so that you can find your who, if that makes sense. All right, so how many of you guys, and I'm just looking through, joined this business for the business opportunity? Like, you signed up as a coach because you wanted to build a business. Just keep your hand up because I like to scroll through and see. Awesome. Okay, and how many of you maybe started off as a challenger or signed up like for the fitness side of things first? Okay, lots of different things. So I want you to keep that in mind as we go through this, that people sign up to start for different reasons and may end up coaching later. So now we know the what, let's talk about the who. When I'm inviting to coaching, I treat it the same way that I treat inviting to my challenge group. So once my challenge group is filled, and this is just how my system works, I start thinking about like who I'm inviting to coaching. So all of my invites at that time, like if I'm hosting a sneak peek or my team's hosting a sneak peek, the week leading up to that, all of that is invites to coaching. And some examples of things I do. Most every single one of you more than likely has an upline coach that runs some type of sneak peek, some type of team-wide sneak peek on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. When I invite, I literally say the same things we were talking about last night on Ashley's call about a challenge group. Like, you know, hey, I saw that you were watching my Instagram stories about coaching. Here's the link to my sneak peek coming up. Would love to see you in there. That's just an example. Like, I give it right to those people. And I have my number, like Kate told you guys to pick a number that feels good to you. I invite that same number of coaching on those days that I invited to my challenge group. So it's super important to know who you're inviting to, where you're inviting from. Okay, so normally what I like to do when I sit down, first of all, is like, you guys need to know you're already a leader. Like, I have already seen like pop up in the chat. I haven't addressed those fears yet, but I've already seen like that I don't feel like a leader. I don't feel like a leader, that kind of stuff. You guys have to know you are part of incredible organizations, and your upline coaches, your teams, they have the resources for your new coaches. Like, so I don't want you sitting here thinking like, I don't know how to help my new coaches. I'm just a new coach myself. Like, inviting business builders to this business is how you level up and grow your organization. That's how you build a solid diamond foundation. That's how you build a future star diamond foundation. That's how you lay a five-star foundation, is inviting business builders to join you on this journey. So I need you to know that you're already a leader. And if you weren't, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have met the qualifications to be in this group. So at the top of your paper, I am a leader in tons of exclamation marks, whatever you need to do. I need you to write that all over your paper right now. And I see some people doing it, so that's great. So before I dive into this, I want to address some of these fears really quick, because I'm betting that a lot of them are the same fears as we have inviting to challenge groups. Okay, so yay, feeling confident about inviting, good. I'm not a good enough coach for people to want to join. But yet here you are in one of the top training groups in the entire network, crushing it with other top leaders. So yes, you are. That people will think I'm just another MLM worker looking for money. So do you feel, okay, I see that's from Marilyn. So I'm gonna talk to Marilyn because she's at the top of my screen right here, and I just like the vibe that she's putting out to me right now. So Marilyn, I'm just gonna like ask you, because I feel like you're probably outgoing and you're okay with me asking you this. Shut me down if you're not. Do you believe that about yourself though? Like, do you feel like you're just another girl? Then throw that out the window, because you know in your heart and soul that that is not at all what you're here for. So I'm glad you shared that, because I'm sure there's so many people here, because I will say I used to feel that way. I'm like, oh, what if they think that I'm this? But do you feel that way when you're inviting to your challenge group? No, so you have to understand, you guys already have the skill set. You already have the skill set. It's the same thing. We just have to flip the mindset a little bit. All right, so I have people, I haven't really built much of a business yet. Guys, none of us did when we started. We all started at the same place. I started as a brand new coach. Ashley started as a brand new coach. Lindsay Matway, brand new coach. So we all have to take that first step, but you have to decide right now that like, maybe you don't have it yet, but that's what you're doing right now. You're building it. And this is the first step to building it. Leadership, not being able to give what they need. I know every single leader hosting this group has phenomenal organizations that you can plug your girls into. For example, like, my new coaches that come to me, if they enroll someone new, they know the team training page, they know where to send them, and I'm sure that every single one of you guys have access to something like that. If not, make sure that you reach out to your coach and ask that question. That anyone can make this into a six-figure business. You mean like that's a limiting belief, Kristen? Like you feel like that anyone, okay, I'm gonna let you write that again, because I just wanna make sure I answer it correctly. Prejudging who to invite. Same like we talked about with challenge groups, guys, like throw it out the window. Like there is no prejudgment. What if Val wouldn't have invited me? Like I would be stuck in a place where I was really miserable if she never would have invited me to coach with her. And I'm forever grateful. Okay, so you have to think about, what if your coach never invited you? And when you're choosing to focus on those things, like, and assuming people don't want to join you, like, what if this is an answered prayer for people? This was an answered prayer for me. I was looking for an opportunity like this, like just waiting every day for something to come knocking on my door. And it came through the words of a coach on Facebook who invited me to do coaching with her. So you have to think, like, it is not up to you to hold someone's destiny inside of your mouth, like, because you're too scared of what someone may or may not think. Another thing, you can't make up what people are feeling. And like, I see so many coaches, like, we can't decide what someone else is gonna think, because that's not up to us. So don't put thoughts into someone else's head before you give them a chance to respond. All right, so I see someone said, people thinking it's a pyramid scheme, not being able to break it down well enough to prove it's not. So the thing is, pyramid schemes are illegal. That's not even like a thought. And if someone says that, like, you just say, that's not even a thing. Pyramid schemes are illegal. But we'll talk about that in a second. That's more on the objections conversation side. But and do you believe, like, whenever you guys are posting these limiting beliefs, I want you to ask yourself, like I did with Marilyn, do you believe that about yourself? Does Marilyn believe she's just another MLM network marketer, like going after people? No, she doesn't believe that about herself, or she wouldn't be here. So I want to ask you, like, do you believe you're a part of a pyramid scheme? No, you don't, or you wouldn't be here. So you have to understand that a lot of these limiting beliefs and a lot of these things are coming from you. They're not coming from the people you're inviting. You're making them up. You're the one manifesting this stuff in your own head. They're not coming from everyone out there in the world, okay? I kind of addressed I don't have an experience teaching other coaches. Like, you have tons of support resources. This can't be a real way to support a family. So I think if that's your limiting belief, I need you to look around at all the leaders supporting their family through this business and understand that anyone can do it. And they just have to decide that they want to do the work. Oh, this is a good one. I don't have a weight loss story to share. I don't know. Raise your hand if you didn't have a weight loss story to share. Look at that. Me. All right, so I don't have a big transformation. I just now had a transformation because I'm 5 months postpartum. That's the first big transformation I've ever had in 4 years of working this business, and that's not something that's ever stood in my way, because I never let it stand in my way. All right, I psych myself out over who I should invite. Oh, I'm like, oh, I won't bother them. So Reagan, I want to ask you, do you psych yourself out when you're inviting to your challenge group and decide not to ask them? Because it's the same thing, okay? That I don't have a team of working coaches and a team page organization for them to be a part of. But you do. If you're here, you have an upline coach, you have team pages that you're a part of, you have big team pages that they can be a part of. That's enough. People don't need, like, just think about when you signed up. Like, think about when your coach signed up. Like, Kate didn't start with a massive team. She started just as Kate. Ashley didn't start as this massive team. She started as Ashley. I didn't start as a massive team. I started as Jen plus her husband that she signed up a week into the business. Like, we all start there. So you can't let these limiting beliefs be what stop you from inviting to business. I see a lot of people saying they're not the leader or not successful enough. I need you to believe that you're already successful because you're here. You would not be in this group if you weren't successful enough to be a leader and lead other people to success. Okay? All right. I'm listening. I'm reading. Julia said, we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of Beachbody. How would a pyramid scheme stay that long? Oh, Julia, you're a hot mess. I love you. Okay. All right. So we've addressed some of these limiting beliefs. How many of you just now were like, oh my gosh, these people feel the same way that I do about this? Yeah. Okay, guys, I need to understand, like, we all go through the limiting belief, but to build this business, you've got to push that aside and understand that this is a gift to so many people. So when I sit down to invite, I psych myself up in my own little way. I usually turn on my music, all that good stuff. I have my number of people I'm inviting, and I literally tell myself, like, I am about to freaking change someone's entire future today. I wonder who it's gonna be. I wonder which of the people I invite today is gonna change the course of their entire life, just like the course of my entire life was changed. Is it gonna be Holly? Is it gonna be Crystal? Is it gonna be Caitlin? I don't know. I don't know who's gonna say yes, but someone's gonna say yes, and it's going to be amazing. So that's the mindset that I need you to take when you sit down and start to invite to this business opportunity. Okay, so let's talk about some different ways of inviting. Guys, a lot of this is the exact same way that you would invite to a challenge group. Your stories, your polls, your post that you did on Instagram, maybe it's a post you did on Facebook. But when you're inviting to coaching, I find a way to slip the word coach into those posts somewhere. If the word coach was in it, you're getting a coach invite, sister. If you like that post, I'm gonna be like, hey, I saw you like my post about coaching because it was in there. The same exact way you do with challenge groups. So how many of you can raise your hand, already feel a little bit better and think that inviting to coaching may not be as scary as you thought when you got on this call? And you're like, wow, it's the same thing I'm already doing with challenge groups. Because it is. So just reiterating what Ashley and Kate have already said, like, you need to invite the way you want to be invited. And it's funny because Ashley said she enjoys inviting to the business opportunity a lot more, and Kate said she enjoys inviting to challenge groups a lot more. I feel like I kind of like to do both. I just have my month split up into two parts, so like that's just how I've always done it. But to learn to love them all. Learn to love all of it. And it's okay to like one more than the other, but that doesn't mean we don't do, like, even though Ashley said she likes inviting to the business more, doesn't mean she's not inviting to her challenge groups. Even though Kate said she enjoys inviting to challenge groups more, doesn't mean she's not inviting to coaching. So it's okay to like one more than the other, but we do it all. Because here's the thing, I heard this quote the other day, don't we love the outcome? Wouldn't you love the outcome to be a rock star coach joins your team and then they start building their team and they start building their team? So yeah, the process, learn to love it and have fun with it no matter what you're inviting to, and the outcome is gonna be even better for you. All right, so I digress. Let's talk a little bit about my people and your people. So I know that my people are like me and they're watching on the sidelines, creeping away, watching all my stuff, wondering if they can do it, thinking they can, thinking they can't, and they're probably not gonna reach out to me because that's how I was. So I need you to understand, like, your audience is probably just like you were. So if you were creeping on your coach and you didn't really want to reach out to her, do you really think that your audience is going to just like come knocking on your door? Probably not. So I need you to identify like the people you're attracting, which is you. Okay, so I know that my people are creeping on me and they're probably not coming to me, and that's why I have no problem inviting. So the people I invite to coaching, number one, I always invite my challengers. How many of you offer the coaching opportunity to your challengers? Awesome. How many of you started as a challenger way before you were ever a coach? Okay, so I need you to understand. I see if you are hitting Success Club, which you all are because you're here, if you're bringing in customers to your organization, those people can become coaches too. So don't let them fall through the cracks. Make sure you're inviting them to check out your sneak peeks too. So I just wanted to make sure to mention challengers first and talk to them about building this business, especially if they're killing it in your challenge groups. Make sure you're offering it to them and tell them your story. Hey sis, you're killing it in my challenge group. That's exactly how I started this whole thing. I did a challenge group, fell in love with it, and now I run this super cool business where I get paid to do it. Have you ever thought about doing it with me? Chances are, deep down, they probably have, guys, because they've already bought into you. I heard Jamie Fitzpatrick say at Summit one time, the challengers are rockstar coaches because they've already bought into it. They've already invested their time, their money, their efforts into this thing. I see one of my rockstar coaches right there, Mindy. She started off with me as a 2B mindset challenger. That's how she started off. Now she's a rockstar coach on my team. So don't let your challengers fall through the cracks. I want to make sure to mention that. If you're over here like, I have no one to invite, yes, you do, because all of you hit Success Club 6 last month. So you at least have 3 people that you can invite to the coaching opportunity. All right. Another thing, how many of you are like, oh my gosh, I went to high school with this girl and she was a dream coach, but I'm too scared to reach out to her. How many of you have people like that in your life? Okay. I have people like that in my life too. And the thing is, like, why do we do that? I want to challenge you today to make a list of 10 people that you really would love to have on your team that you know. I don't care where you know them from, high school, college, sorority, track, whatever. Maybe just someone that you know that you really think would be great at this. And I want you to make that list of 10 people that you think would slay this business. Okay? So now we've talked about who. You invite your challengers to your sneak peeks to the business opportunity, and you need to make a list of the 10 people. Obviously, that list can grow over time, but I want you guys to feel super confident in approaching this list of 10. We're going to get to the what to say and why in a second. The third thing is we invite people who watch our stuff, right? Just like with challengers, that is no different. Like people creep on a post that you use the word coach in, you invite them to the coaching opportunity. And I'll even invite people, like if I invited them to the challenge group, and they said no, I'm like, okay, well, I saw you like my post about coaching. Like, was that something you were interested in? Like, it is okay to invite people to different things because I came into the business like for the business and the challenge group at the same time. Like, when I found out I could do both at once, I was like, sign me up. All right. So we've talked about the who. Now let's talk a little bit about crafting an invite. So Ashley gave you guys some incredible feedback last night about crafting an invite and what you can do for that. So I want to just give you guys some examples here. And we're not going to do like everything that she did last night because, I mean, she really dove in and it's the same kind of thing, but crafting an invite. So in my phone, I have the notes section and I literally have, every month I change it. So right now it says May invite. And I have an invite for challenge group, for people who watch, like for my posts, my stories, people who vote in my polls, clicked like, and it's pretty much the same invite. And that's what I'm gonna send to invite to my challenge group. Then I skip down and I write coaching and I have my invites that I'm going to send to coaching. Now, coaching I feel like is actually easier to invite to because there's lots of ways you can do it. You can invite people to join your sneak peek. How many of you guys are a part of a team that hosts a sneak peek like on the regular that you have access to? Keep your hands up for a second because I'm betting it's like everybody. Yeah, so many of you guys have a sneak peek that you have access to. So if you've never been invited to it, I want this to be your wake-up call to be like, wow, I have this free thing that I can invite to that is like being run for and with me. Why the heck am I not utilizing that? So if they like that, I literally put the link right in. Hey, Marilyn, saw you liked my story about coaching today. Here's the link to my sneak peek coming up. Would love to see you there. Boom, done. Now she has the link in her hand. Now what she does with the link is up to her, but you sent it, okay? You'll be so surprised, guys, how many people will request to join your stuff when you have the guts to send it. All right, so another way to do it, guys, you can invite straight to the opportunity. So today I talked to a girl that I've known for a while and I just told her, like, you have a spunky personality, you're feisty, you enjoy helping people, like you're already into fitness. Why aren't you doing this with me? Like, what is it about it that, you know, like, why aren't you doing it with me? We've had conversations before. So that's a great thing to say. Another great thing to say, if there's someone that you're like hardcore Insta crushing on, how many of you have like an Insta crush that you wish would coach on your team? You stalk them all the time and every time you see them, you're like, oh my gosh, I wish they would coach on my team. And you're like, don't invite them. This is the thing. Have you ever seen someone get mad when they get complimented? I literally tell these girls, like Holly up there, I'd be like, man, Holly, like, you are just super fun. I love following your Instagram and I'm just gonna like tell you like it is. I think you would crush it at what I do. Have you ever thought about it? Okay. And that's pretty much the conversation I believe her coach had with her, and here she is. So I'm using her as an example because I know her story. So it's just like going outside of that comfort zone and just understanding that like, this is no different than inviting challenge groups. Okay, I'm looking at the chat because I see some stuff going on here. Yes, I do, but most of them are already Rockstar Beachbody coaches. I'm cracking up. No, not other coaches. You guys all know you have someone out there that you want to invite, and you maybe like don't have the guts to do yet, and I want to challenge you to do that. Okay, so your call to action right now. It's been 30 minutes, okay? And that's what I want to talk because I want to spend some time doing some action. I need you to map out your month and know what you're inviting to and when. When you're focusing, and maybe it's every other day, guys, there's no wrong way, but you need to be doing both. Like, you need to be inviting to a challenge group, you need to be inviting to coaching. If you want to level up your business and you want to recruit business building coaches, like, do you guys realize recruiting a business building coach is a game changer? Like, game changer. Wouldn't this be so much more fun if you had someone doing this with you? If you had your own team to bring to Summit, and you had even just one more coach to do this with you, to show up on a team call, and you see their face pop up and you get all excited because you're like, oh my gosh, that's my coach having on this team call. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Wouldn't that be awesome? Chase that, because you are all capable of doing that, okay? So I want you to think about that list of 10 people, and maybe they're challengers. Maybe they're challengers who are slaying it in your group, okay? Maybe they're people you went to high school with. Maybe they're people you've been crushing on Insta. I want you to make that list of 10, and I want you to decide this month what you're going to say to those 10 people. Like, what you're going to say. Like, and when I say this month, I mean, like, what are your coaching invites going to look like this month? Guys, they don't have to be much different from your challenge group invite. Don't reinvent the wheel. Go look at what's working for your challenge group. Replace the word challenge group / boot camp with coaching. That's all you got to do. It can be super simple. Like, don't overthink it. So you don't have to give details. You don't have to explain. Like, just as simple as you do your challenge group invites. That's how simple coaching invites can be. And one thing I've learned over my 4 years, guys, is you got to do both. You just have to do both. I know it's easy to tell yourself, well, I'm hitting Success Club and I'm growing and I have all these discount coaches. Building a team is where it's at. It's so much fun, and it's even more fun to start seeing them succeed and to see them start doing all of the really fun, cool stuff, and to see your leadership just start to grow. So those 10 people, all right, you guys ready for your challenge from me? Because it's a big one. You are going to invite 10 people to the coaching opportunity, like, tonight. Oh, didn't know I was going to say that. And don't go erasing that list. Don't go taking people off and trying to change them around. I know how we do. I want you guys to look at that list of 10 people right now, and I want you to look at me and say out loud, this is not hard, and I can do this. I am a leader. I am building a team. I am going places, and I want to bring the right people with me. So it's worth it to take a chance and just see what these people have to say. Because, guys, if there's one thing I've learned, I keep saying that, I've learned a lot of things. People will go to someone else. I saw a girl the other day that I've talked to her forever. We're actually sorority sisters. She's incredible. We talk all the time. Never once have I invited her to a coaching opportunity. Not one time. And now she's in my downline. Now she's in my downline, not under me, because I didn't have the guts to invite her. But one of my downline coaches had the guts to invite her. Do you see him saying, like, you cannot decide for someone. I assumed she would never want to join me because I was like, well, if she was interested, she'd probably bring it up to me. I mean, we talk all the time. Nope, not the case. So don't do those things. Like, I have to learn from my own mistakes every single day, but I want to share with you guys that, like, I'm a real human too, and I still, like, create these same mental barriers that you guys do. But, like, that to me was a turning point. I was like, no more. I am invited to this business every single day. I don't care who it is. I don't care. I wrote a girl today that I've been nervous to invite forever, and she hasn't written me back, and she might not. I don't care, because I presented it because I know it could change her life. She said yes. And you have to have this powerful mindset going in every single day. If my coach hadn't invited me, I would not be staying at home with my baby right now. If my coach hadn't invited me, I'd be in a lot of credit card debt right now. If my coach hadn't invited me, I wouldn't be here with my husband. He wouldn't have been able to get his master's degree when he did. We wouldn't have been able to renovate this old farmhouse that I walked by for 5 years wanting to buy. Like, none of that stuff could have happened if my coach wouldn't have invited me. So I need you to understand what you're withholding from other people when you choose not to go for it, okay? Yes, the dream. All right, I'm looking at the chat here. How do you say I think you'd be great at it if you don't know them? So these 10 people that we're talking about right now, you know them in some kind of way. But if it's like someone that you're just following on Instagram, like, why do you think they'd be great at it? Why do you want them on your team? Do they show up on social media daily? Like, I feel like you have to have a reason why you think someone would be great at it or why you want someone on your team before you just go for it. So like, if I went on Instagram right now and a girl I've been following posts fitness every day, I would just tell her like, hey sis, or I always use names. I'm just saying sis for a lack of example, or for example, like, you know, hey sis, I always see your posts. I love following you. I saw you're into fitness too. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? Hold on, I see another chat. Yeah, I always like compliment people. I mean, think about this. If someone came up to you right now, if I went up to Julia right now and I was working for some kind of company and I said, you know what, Julia, I like what I see in you. I really want to offer you this job that I have going on because you're super spunky. You've got a great personality. You seem super down to earth. Like, do you think you would want to talk about it with me? Do you guys think she'd be offended when I just like compliment showered her? Julia, would you be offended? No. People love to hear that you think they would be a great fit for your team or that you think they would be great at doing something you do. I always tell them why. So for example, if I see a challenger crushing it, I tell them, you are slaying in our challenge group. You're basically already doing what I do as a coach. Have you thought about it? Open the door to the conversation. That's what an invite does. It's a touch point. I learned that from Melanie Mitchell. It takes like 7 touch points sometimes to get people to do something. All right. So just remember, like, an invite is a touch point. If you never say anything, you've never created a touch point. You've never given them an opportunity to follow you. You've never given them an opportunity to watch your story, to invest in what you have to offer. An invite is a touch point. An invite is not all these people are going to sign up with me today. There are no emotions in this. Like, this is just inviting, just like what we've talked about this whole last week. So I want you to make that list of 10 really quick, and I want you to think of what you want to say. And I do feel like, you know, when I'm inviting to a sneak peek, it's very much like my challenge group. Hey, I have a sneak peek going on. Here's the link. Would love to see you there. Hey, I have a sneak peek going on. I saw you watch my stories about coaching. Here's the link. Let me know if you request to join. Stuff like that. But people you really want on your team that you're like hesitant to reach out to, like, don't be afraid to dig deep and tell them why you want them. Like, hey, I already know that you show up and you work really hard. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? Hey, I heard you mention in a conversation the other day that you want to stay home with your future kids. Like, that was my dream. So like, have you ever thought about doing what I do to build that dream? Like, get personal with people, share your story. And that coincides with sharing your story on social media. Everyone who follows me knows that I became a coach 4 years ago so that I could have options for my future. So that when I decided to have babies, I could just get up and do whatever I wanted and stay at home if I wanted to. Everyone knows that. My team knows that. That's why I started. And guess who I attract? Girls who want options in their life. They might not want to quit their job right this second. Maybe they do, but they want freedom of choice. They want options. They want to be able to do things. That's who I attract because that's who I am and that's who I was. So decide what your mission was and who you're looking for and like just go for it. I don't want to see this fear hold you guys back. So you're making that list of 10. And you don't have to do 10 every single day. I just know that we haven't done much coach inviting yet because we saw a lot of challenger inviting. So I want to challenge you to up it tonight. And I need you to decide, like, I just encourage you to pick a system. Are you going to invite to challenge group one day, coaching the next day, challenge? Are you going to do 2 weeks of one, 2 weeks of the other? Find something for you where you're consistently just doing both and making these touch points with people. All right, so you're gonna make your list of 10. You guys have that, right? All right, and once you've invited your list of 10, and we're gonna sit here for a minute because it takes some time, and I want you guys to like just go for it. Like, I don't want you to think about it. Take a deep breath and press send and go like, this is a message. No one's thinking more about this than you are right now. I promise you, the message you send to someone else is not stopping them in their tracks, ending their whole world, rocking their whole world, or anything else. It's just a message. So like, don't think too much into it. So your 10 people you're inviting to coaching. Like, that's what we're doing. So when you've invited your 10 people to coaching, I want you to put in the chat, I am a freaking champ. That's what I want you to write in the chat. I'm a freaking champ. And I'm actually going to do this alongside of you guys. So this was not the invite blitz that I had planned. Initially, I was going to basically walk you guys through like an action half hour, but I want you guys to feel confident inviting to the coaching opportunity. So I'm doing this alongside of you guys, and I'm writing down the 10 people that I'm inviting to coaching. and I will do it. Melanie said, how many people join the sneak peeks that you host? I found a lot of people said they will join and then they didn't, felt defeated. Okay, you can't get defeated. Did you follow up with them? Like, make sure that you're reaching back out and saying, hey, I saw you were excited to join this. Like, you know, join it. Here's the link again. Did you have any questions? Did you have any concerns? Like, constantly going back and like reaching out to those people. But also, like, look at how many people did you invite. So my magic number that I send daily is 40. I send 40 messages every single day. Whether it's to a challenge group, sneak peek, whatever I decide to invite to. So when I host a sneak peek for at least a week, I'm sending 40 messages every single day. So I'm filling up that sneak peek group with the people who are interested. So that's what you have to think about. And if your number's 5, that's great, but you can't send 5 invites to coaching total for the whole entire month and expect those people to join your team. Like, you can't put all your eggs on 5 people. Just say it's the exact same with challenge groups. Would you guys only message 5 people to invite your challenge group for the entire month and expect to hit Success Club? No, like, no. So it's the same with coaching. If you're planning on recruiting like a working coach to your team, like, inviting to the business is something you have to be doing consistently. Also, on that note, like, doing it, like doing posts, just like you post about your challenge group, doing public invites to coaching, asking if people want to learn more, the same kind of thing. Jen, are you doing 5, 6, 7 days a week typically? For me, I usually do 6 days a week of inviting. That's kind of just what I've always done. I take Sunday off, but I've also been doing this for 4 years. In the beginning, I made tons of sacrifices. I woke up at 4:30 every single day, went to bed late every single night to get where I am today, just so you guys know. I definitely recommend like inviting every single day of the week, 6 to 7 days. Like, the less you do it, the less consistent you are, and it matters. What you do over time matters. I see you guys inviting up there. Y'all, I need to see some smiles and like some excitement. You're inviting your dream people right here. What if one of them freaking says yes? Like, I see all these people looking all like this. Like, this is what y'all look like right now. Some of y'all are like, no, you are a freaking champ. I need you to believe that. I need you to own that. I almost cussed. I don't want to cuss in case anybody's kids are on. I need you to own that shiz, okay? And I need you to understand that you are a leader already, okay? Hot messages for us over here. It's too late for Energize. No, take some Energize before you invite. I did. And when you guys invite your 10, I want you to write, I'm a freaking champ. And then from here on out, I need you guys to consistently invite to this business. Because guys, it's just like challenge groups. The more you do this, the easier it's gonna get and the less like scary it's gonna become. And you're gonna realize that it was on your head the whole entire time. Because it absolutely is 1,000% in your head. All right, I'm pulling out my notes because I want to make sure I said everything that I want to say. Okay? Yup. All right. Do you check their profile first to see if they're based in the US, Canada, or UK? Not really, but when I invite to coaching though, like I just, like if I'm inviting to my coaching sneak peek and stuff like that, or asking them if they're interested in learning more about coaching, I do it the same way I do challenge group. Like, so if you don't go and, the only profiles I check is if I think someone might be a coach. Like I do a quick look to make sure they're not a coach or something already. I get invited by coaches all the time to join this business. I get invited by coaches all the time, and I get invited to challenge groups by other coaches all the time. So I do like a quick look, but not like, I mean, just a quick look. I don't care where they're from. I'm overthinking and struggling with what to say. All right, so I want you to type your challenge group invite that you perfected with Ashley yesterday right here in the chat. If you're feeling that way, and all I want you guys to do, replace the word challenge group or boot camp or fit club with coaching. That's all I want you to do. Like, it's that quick. So I'm going to type like something that I just said really quick. I'm typing it, so just give me a second. Now this is to somebody that I know. This is one that I sent today. All right. So I just wrote, just so you guys have it. Now, don't go take this and copy and paste this into everybody. It's like a personalized thing. So I said, hold on, let me find who's not muted and mute that really quick. Okay. All right. So I just wrote like, hey, Jill, I know we've been chit-chatting in the past few days, so I wanted to go out on a limb and decide not to let fear hold me back right now. Have you thought about coaching with me? It's so much fun. I know you would love it because you're basically the same person. Okay, let me know. So I'm just like, I just be really genuine with people. Like, what would I say in person to someone? Yeah, just have your personality in it. Because when they read it, they're going to feel that. And I think that's important. Now a sneak peek is a little more copy paste send. I'm not going to lie to you, because that's like, if they're watching my stories, like I can just put in a sneak peek. But if it's someone that I'm like, oh man, it would freaking rock if she joined my team, I'm always a little bit more personal. There you go. That's it. Oh, guys, look, Rila. She said, hey, thanks for following my stories. I just opened up 5 spots for my May Coach mentorship and want to know if you want a snag spot or wanted more info. There you go. Like, you're just replacing challenge group with coaching. There you go. Cicely, I love it. Want to see what it's all about? Awesome. I already got one say yes to being added to the sneak peek. That makes me so happy. Wake up. You guys are looking tired. I taught elementary students, by the way, so I'm a little, and I took interdies for this all. No, Amy, it's up to you. I think you just keep it short and sweet if that's what you feel good about. Like, there's no like wrong way to do this. Like, you just got to do you. So do it, evaluate the feedback you get, and then you can always make tweaks going forward. Just remember, like, just starting and taking action is the most important part of this. Like, you're doing it, and that's what matters. 10 cent. I'm a champ. Woo, Lisa. Lisa's a champ. She got her 10 cent. I see you guys working hard. Awesome. You guys are asking really great questions too. I'm a champ. Yes, you are. And I'm a champ. Barely. A girl. No, there ain't no time for barely. You're a champ. You got this. You did it. You got it. If they say yes to more info, how do you respond? So that's kind of a loaded question. Like, if I invited them to the sneak peek, I would just send the sneak peek link. If they ask, like, give me some more context there, Jen. Like, did you invite them to a sneak peek? Did you just invite them to coaching? And like, what did they say? So there's needs to be a little more context for me to answer that. Good go-to question. Usually if they ask for more info, I mean, it just kind of depends on the person. Like, I might ask them if they've ever heard of Team Beachbody before, if they ever heard of P90X or Insanity before. I might ask it, like, what interests them most about it. If they say, hey, yeah, I've been creeping, I am interested. I'm like, oh, awesome. What interests you about it? Oh, the free trips. Tell me about that. Oh, girl, it's so awesome. Like, I try to find ways to, like, initiate that conversation. A sneak peek is a great way. I feel like I lose them when they ask for price info. For like are you just talking about coaching? Like when they ask what it costs to become a coach? Both. I would, in that case, like, I'm trying to think, because it just kind of depends on the person. I'm pretty like straight shooter. Like, I just get them the info and I'm like, here's the info. Like, do you want to do this with me? I'm reading this. As far as coaching, if they say like, how much does it cost? And I'm like, okay, so to become a coach on my team, the best way is to start a boot camp with me. Here are the options. Yes, when I was a new coach, I always got them into my upline sneak peeks. If you are not like doing your own sneak peek, reach out to your team, reach out to your upline, your Star Diamond upline, and ask them what you need to do. I know for me, every single month, I run a sneak peek for my entire downline, and they have access to it. They know the dates of it, all that good stuff, so they can invite to that, and we do it together as a team so that everyone has something that they can invite to. So if you don't have your own sneak peek going, just invite to your upline coaches, talk to your upline coach. I'm a champ, love it. All right, guys, we're gonna give this about like 4 to 5 more minutes. Do you run your sneak peeks on Facebook? Typically, I run my sneak peeks on Facebook. I'm playing around with Instagram right now. Just doing like a page on Instagram for sneak peek. But I've had major success in both. It's just, honestly, it's inviting. So like, I need you to understand the compound effect. If for a month you invite 5 people a day to coaching and 5 people a day to challenge group, like, and so that's 10 people you're making a touch point with. At the end of the month, guys, do the math. If you're inviting 10 people every single day, there's 31 days in the month. How many people did you touch point with? Got your answer? 310, right? That's a lot of people. You gotta be consistent. Awesome. Yeah, you can do Instagram sneak peeks. There's a lot of ways to do a sneak peek. I'm a champ. I'm a champ. You guys are slaying. Couple more minutes. And before we go, like, do you feel a little better about this? Do you feel more confident going out and inviting to the business? Remember, your biggest enemy, guys, is right here. Everything you've overcome this week with challenge group invites is the exact same thing. It's the same skill set. There's nothing different about inviting to coaching than there is inviting to a challenge group. Nothing. So as soon as you can understand that and like absorb that belief that there's no difference in the two, like the easier this is going to be for you. But remember, you're the only one in control of your mind. Like, there's nothing that anyone can say or do to like convince you to change your mindset. That's something you have to do, but it's something you can decide to do right this very second and overcome from this day forward. Okay. All right. I see some more I am a champs. Good job. Now, we did 10 tonight because there was a lot of content in this call that I wanted to talk to you guys about first, about how to craft an invite. But before we get off, I want to make sure you feel confident in that you have the tools and you have the mindset and belief to go forward and consistently start inviting to the business opportunity on a consistent, whether it's a daily basis, weekly basis, whatever. Do you guys feel like that? Yes, I'm seeing some hands, like, okay. Marilyn, you feel good? She's at the top of my screen. She's like super animated, so I'm calling her out. Mindy, you feel good? You working over there? I see you. Creeping. Let's see who else I can creep on. Mary Rucker down there. You feel good? Cameron Eves. Feeling good? Yeah? Okay. Stephanie. Julia. Haley. You feel good? Holly. Awesome, guys. Just invite people I never would have reached out to before. Good. Oh, yeah. I'm so happy. All right, guys. So now the only other call to action I have for you, initially this was going to be like an invite half hour, but this was a little different because we talked about it and I really wanted to talk to you about coaching. But you guys have the tools. You know what to do to invite to your challenge group. So just because we did this tonight does not mean that you don't get to finish this before you go to bed. Can every single person here commit with me before you go to bed, you're going to complete your tracker if you haven't already? Can you guys commit to that with me? Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go post in the Spring Bling, oh my gosh, I almost just did it again. Spring Bling page, and I want to see your completed trackers. These 10 people were bonus to this, okay? You have Success Club goals to hit. You have challenge groups to fill. Let's get out there because there are lives to be changed. There are people praying for this opportunity. There are people watching you that don't have the guts to ask, and it's our responsibility to go out there and find them. Just like the last analogy I'm going to leave you with. When you walk into a restaurant and the waitress walks over and says, hey, can I interest you in a drink order? Do you get all offended and weird? No, your people aren't offended and weird when you invite them, okay? And then when she comes back and you say, no, I'm not ready yet, and she comes back and says, hey, have y'all decided on a drink? And you're like, not yet, I'm still looking. Do you get all offended and weird when she asks you the second time? No, you walked into her freaking restaurant. It's her job to ask you about it. When these people follow you, watch your story, comment, like, whatever, they walked into your restaurant, sis, invite them. It's your job, okay? They're not going to get weird. You're the only one who gets weird. All right. I'm a freaking champ. I'm a champ. Committed. I love it. Guys, I hope this was helpful. I know this may not have been what you expected, but I really just wanted to help you guys kind of craft some business invites and kind of make a game plan for how you can consistently do this in your business. I want to encourage you and tell you guys, these systems work. Like, this stuff that we're teaching you works. So have faith in yourself more than anything. Believe that you're the leader that you are. And I need you to understand, like, you're not like, you're on the level. You're there. You leveled up and you hit the goals to qualify for this group. So you need to understand that that's enough to qualify you to do whatever you freaking want. Okay. All right, guys. I hope this was helpful for you. I can't wait to hear about it. Would love to hear your feedback. I can't wait to hear if you got a coach in a sneak peek, if a coach said they were interested, and I'm excited to see like what little epiphanies you guys have. You're all champions. I need you to start believing that every single day. We're committed to finishing our trackers. I'm going to post in the Spring Bling group. And when you finish your tracker, I would love to just see like that you're committed and you did it. Over there, and you can even comment with, I'm a freaking champ. Look, Kathleen said 3 interested. I love it, guys. Imagine if you do it consistently. Awesome. All right, guys, so pumped for you, so excited. Thank you for hopping on. This definitely went over time, so I appreciate you making the sacrifice to be here. That says a lot about you, your business, and everything else. So hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you for hopping on. I will post the recording in the first thing in the morning, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, guys, bye.